Is an archetype a person, or a creature, or some kind of an angel? Or is an archetype the same as a prototype or a stereotype? The answer to that is no. An archetype is a pattern. And in the way we work with the archetypes, they represent different forms of behavior patterns. As patterns of behavior, the archetypes are alive in our subconscious and create a common reference through what Carl Gustav Jung called the collective unconscious. And what is the collective unconscious then? The collective unconscious holds everything we have been told from generation to generation through stories, fairy tales, folklores, and myths, and holds the essence of different people's behavior, actions, experiences, feelings, etc. An archetype is in itself neutral, but it contains what we call the light side and the shadow side. The light side is all that we're aware of, and which often could be characterized as our good qualities. And the shadow side is all that we're either unconscious of or ashamed of and do not want anyone else to see, why we hide it away in the shadow. But even though archetypes are neutral, there are some of them we define as either positive or negative. For example, the angel. The angel is mostly connected with something selfless and good, whereas the vampire or the gossip is someone most of us have a negative anchor on. But it's super important to remember that when we say angel, we also say demon, since the demonic behavior lies in the angel's shadow side. And when we say vampire, most people forget that a vampire is actually a very loyal person and protect those they love. And when we say gossip, we often forget that our society could not exist without the ability to communicate that a gossip possesses. So an archetype contains the full spectrum and is not either or, but is both and in regards of being positive or negative. The brilliant thing about working with archetypes as part of becoming more aware and more conscious about yourself is that you have to do with something very predictable. Because patterns are per definition something that repeats themselves and thus becomes predictable. Being on the journey that the work with the archetypes takes you on has the potential to transform your life and be a life-changing experience. And it will give you a tool to be able to communicate on a whole new level. So if you have the courage and not least the curiosity to begin this inner exploration that will help you solve the puzzles and clarify the mysteries of your life, the work with the archetypes will definitely be something for you. When you team up with an archetypal consultant, you will be facilitated in the process of identifying your archetypes and not least have someone to help you interpret the deeper symbolic meaning of the archetypes. You're welcome to send us an email and hear much more about our work with the archetypes. Thank you so much for watching this video.